Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yoshay, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yoshay, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yoshay. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yoshay, Bashem Rakatadash. God bless to the apostles and elders who will break the stone, and a blessed salutation to the Achiums in the full kind of the earth, pushing the gospel and sincerity and truth. Shalom. A common lesson 35 by Adawada, and the house. The 144,000 one-third men and children, confusion and face Israel are scattered among the heathen nation, use of God, Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian, by the Most High choosing people, right? This is a video I did 12th of July 2019, right? And the title of this video said, only a reprobate will consume swine flesh, right? And, these retarded, spiritual retarded Christian, replied, right? And they always use it, Acts chapter 10, right? Verse 12 going down to justify themselves that they eat swine flesh, not knowing that Acts chapter 10 wasn't talking about literal meat, it was talking about Israelites that were living were acting like Gentile, are in the same mindset as a Gentile, which is a heathen. They were following the custom of the heathen. This is what it was going into, right? But these Babylonian Christians, they're retarded because they're drinking the plantation Christianity juice, and they drunk, right? So I mean, it's like I said, this individual, like there's somebody I know I grew up with, and when and he claimed to be a Christian, and like I said, they don't even know what the word Christian mean. This is a question to are you Israelite who say you are a Christian? What is the Greek meaning for the word Christian? Right? And when you find out the meaning of the word Christian in the Greek, you can see that you're a hypocrite. Right? I'm not saying the word hypocrite is the meaning, but when you find the true meaning of the word Christian in the Greek, right, you can see that you're a hypocrite. Right? If you have any integrity within yourself, right? So this reprobate, this spiritual retard, say Mark 16 and 18 is a cut to you guys' throat, right? So he said these miraculous signs will accompany those who believe. They will cast out demons in my name, and they will speak in new tongues. They will be able to handle snakes with safety, and if they drink any poisonous, it will not hurt them. They will be able to place their hands on the sick, and they will be healed. Right? So he's saying it is also amazing to see that poison cannot kill a pig, but yet God power within us who pray and believe in the Messiah has dominion over any poison on earth. So the blood of the Messiah always wins, bro. So I want you Christians go and drink Ramazan. You understand? If you think no poison can kill you, you go and drink Ramazan. This is show the level of retardedness from these Christians, these Israelite Christians, who claiming to be Christians. This is the level of retardedness. You understand? But what we can use this we can use this for edifying. You understand? We can use this for the edification of the body, right? Of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Right? So yeah, you Christian out there, that challenge, go drink Ramazan. You claim that you're a Christian, you could drink any poisonous thing and not gonna die. Go ahead, drink Ramazan, let me see. Test your faith. Right? So he posts Acts 10 and 12. He said, in the sheet were all sorts of animals, reptiles, and he said, and then the voice said to him, get up, Peter, kill and eat. So I guess you're reading from an NIV. You understand? That they don't use they don't use the King James version. They will go to them watered down version. But we use the King James version because it's closest to the Hebrew, right? He said, "No, Lord," Peter declared, "I never eaten anything that our Jewish law have declared impure and unclean." So Peter at the time didn't understand the vision that he was getting because he ended up in a trance. He must have put in a trance and show you a vision. But he didn't understand the vision. That's why he said, "Not so." That's why he said, "I have never eaten anything that our Jewish law have declared impure and unclean." So they were keeping what? The dietary laws. Right? He said, "But the voice spoke again, do not call something unclean if the Most High had made it clean." The same vision was repeated 3 times. Then the sheet was suddenly pulled up to heaven. Right? So they don't understand this. So they use this to justify their wickedness. But this was talking about man, and this was talking about the northern kingdom. The Most High was drawing them back into the fold, grafting them back the branch. You understand? The wild olive tree. The Most High was grafting them back in. You understand? So they thinking that this is literal meat. This is how retarded it is. Right? He said the Bible say we shall eat any deadly thing and it will not harm us. So why people eating this white meat and being destroyed? You understand? So this is the level of retardedness of these Christians. Right? He said, ha ha ha, a thing called faith, what you so-called joker with no power have. So, like I said, we're going to use this for the edification, right? So we can go into this lesson and we can use this for the edification because these are retarded, right? So you gotta understand the history why Apostle Paul went to the Gentile and why they were called the Gentile because the southern kingdom were calling northern kingdom Gentile, they were calling them uncircumcised, they were calling them heathens, they were calling them Samaritan because they were acting like these heathens, they were walking the customs of these heathens, right? So let me go into this lesson so we can get some understanding, right? Get some understanding, right? So before King Solomon died, the Most High divide, the Most High split the kingdom into two kingdom, right? Into the southern kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then had the northern kingdom, which was the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native American Indian, which is the northern kingdom, which is known as Israel in the scripture, and Judah is known as the southern kingdom. You understand? So you gotta understand the history, right? So they were, right? So let me just talk quickly around through this, to give the edification of the church, which is the body of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? Um, let me open next page quick. I'm going to go to 1 Kings chapter 11. Then I'm gonna come back to 12, right? These are a bunch of retarded Christians, I think it's around 30. Let me start from verse 30, right? Let's get this up. Alright, let me start. This is motherfucker, I'll go up some more. Alright. Let me start from it. This is 1 Kings 11:26. And Jeroboam the son of Nebat, the Ephraimite of Zaridah, Solomon's servant, whose mother name was Zarua, a widow woman, even he lift up his hands against the king. He said, and this was the cause that he lift up his hand against King Solomon. Against King Solomon. Solomon built Millo and repaired the breaches of the city of his father David. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor, and Solomon, seeing the young man that he was injurious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. Right? The Joseph also is Ephraim. Right? He said, and it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had called himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah called the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces. And these 12 pieces represent the 12 tribes of Israel. And he said unto Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus said the Lord Yahweh, the God of Israel, behold, I will rent the kingdom out of the hands of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. So the Most High rent the kingdom out of Solomon. I mean, he divided the kingdom, rent me to tear. Right? This is really what rent means, to tear. Right? Because at the time of Solomon rule, at the time of King David rule, at the time of King Solomon rule, all the tribe of Israel was under King David and under King Solomon. But before King Solomon died, the Most High rent the kingdom out of his hand and gave 10 to Jeroboam. Right, verse 32. But he said, but he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribe of Israel. Alright? It's because he had forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, right? Chetmos, the goddess of Moabite, right? Of Moab. The children, Salakio. He said Chetmos, the god of the Moabite, and Milcot, Salakio, can't get distracted with the phone call. He said, and Milcot, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in my eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgment, as did David his father. So King Solomon built these temple for his heathen women. You understand? Right? And the Most High rent the temple from him because of this. Right? He said, howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life, for David my servant's sake, whom I have chosen, because he kept my commandment and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. So the Most High divided the kingdom. So they had the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, and they hate each other. Because the northern kingdom, they went off into idolatry, and the southern kingdom never used to deal with them. Right? This is why they call them heathens, they call them Gentiles, they call them Samaritan, they call them uncircumcised. You gotta understand the history. Right? He said, and unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. He said, and I will, he said, and I will, Salakia, and I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desire, and shall be king over Israel. There was Jeroboam. You understand? There was Jeroboam. So the Most High rent the kingdom out of the hands of King Solomon and gave to Jeroboam 10. And he leave Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right, in Jerusalem. You understand? Right? So you go to just want to get out so you can understand when I read 1 Kings 12. Right? It says 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. So Rehoboam was the king over Judah. So Israel, they came now, which is the 10 tribe, to Rehoboam to make him king. Verse 2, and it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, because he flee Jerusalem went to Egypt to hide from King Solomon, because King Solomon was put to death. If you continue reading in 1 Kings 11, it'll tell you that. Right? That's how we end up in Egypt. Right? For he was flee from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt. He said that they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and speak unto Rehoboam, saying, thy father make our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke, which he put upon us, lighter, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. Right? Verse 6, and King Rehoboam counseled with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, how do he advise that I may answer this people? Verse 7, and they speak unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words unto them, he said, then they will be thy servant forever. Verse 8, but he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and counseled with the young men that were grew up with him, and which stood before him. Verse 9, and he said unto them, what counsel give he, that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young men, that were grown up with him speak unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that speak unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavier, but make thou it lighter unto us. He said, thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loin. He said, and now, whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father had chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpion. Alright? Verse 12. He says, so Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the 3rd day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the 3rd day. Verse 13, and the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and speak to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord. Yeah, because the Lord split the kingdom up, right? He said that he might perform his saying, which the Lord speak by Ahijah the Shilomite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. Verse 16. So when all Israel saw the king hearken not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Right? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house. David, so Israel depart unto their tent. Right? He said, but as for the children of Israel, which dwell in the city of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. So they still had children from the northern kingdom were dwelling in Jerusalem. Right? Verse 18 said, the king Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stone, that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. Right? So Israel rebelled against the house of Judah unto this day. Unto this day, as we speak presently now. That's why a lot of Israelites like to say, how the so-called Native American Indian and the so-called Latinos are our brothers. How? Because what? Most I take the knowledge away from we. The Most I divide us. But now the Most I bring about the knowledge to us. And that's why you see they keep rebelling, because the envy still heavy on them. That's why they see they still rebelling. So called Negroes are about how they not the Latinos and the Native Americans, that's not our brothers. Yes they are. You understand? Right? They say, and it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation and made him king over all Israel. He said, there was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. So it was a separation between the children of Jacob. There was a separation. The Most High divided into two kingdoms, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. Right? You understand? Verse 21, he said, and when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, and 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. You understand? Because the children of Israel, the children of Judah, is the same people. The so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans, is the same people. Right? Verse 22, but the word of the Most High came unto Shemaina, the man of the Most High, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and unto the remnant of the people, saying, verse 24, thus said the Lord, he shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearken it therefore to the Lord, to the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they return to depart according to the words of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Let me get a quick precept here. Alright? God the Most High see break the brotherhood. Right? You get a quick precept. Right? Let me get the right, 11 and 14. Right? This is Zechariah chapter 11 verse 14. Then I cut asunder my other staff, he said, even band, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. Moses break the brotherhood, right? Moses break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. Moses will break that, right? So we go back to Salakia, First King 12, right? So, right? But First King chapter 12, verse 24. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearken therefore to the word of the Lord Yahweh, and return to depart according to the word of the Lord Yahweh. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in the mount of Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from hence, and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. Which kingdom he was talking about? The kingdom of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, will return back to the southern kingdom and join themselves. This is what Jeroboam was saying in his heart. And Jeroboam said in his heart, which is his mind, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. Verse 27, if this people go up to do sacrifice, which is every year, every 3 times a year, you gotta go to Jerusalem, wherever Israelites dwell in, they have to go to Jerusalem 3 times a year, which is in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the feast of Weeks, and the Feast of Tabernacle. The sons of Israel, 3 times a year, they have to present themselves, right? And this view was talking about it. First Kings chapter 12, verse 27. If these people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord Yahweh at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of all these people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. So this is what Jeroboam said in his mind, right? Verse 28. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves, which is idol worship, right? That's how they become beasts, unclean beasts, right? 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. This we say unto the northern kingdom, right? This is what Jeroboam said to the northern kingdom. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. This is idol worship. You understand? This is idol worship. And he set one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin for the people when to worship before one, even unto Dan. So it became a sin because it was idol worship. And this is why the Most High say here in Hosea, that's how they became beasts, right? Hosea chapter 4, verse 17. Ephraim is the head tribe of the northern kingdom. So-called Latinos and the so-called Native American Indian. Ephraim is the head tribe, right? He's the head tribe. So he said, Hosea 4:7, he said, Ephraim is joined to idol. Let him alone. And that's why the southern kingdom, they used to deal with the northern kingdom. You used to call them, like I mentioned earlier, you used to call them what? You used to call them Gentiles, you used to call them heathens, you used to call them uncircumcised. You understand? Because they were walking in the ways of the heathen. So it said, Ephraim is joined to idol, let him alone. You understand? Right? Let me get this one in Isaiah 28. Isaiah 28 and 1. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 1. It said, woe to the crown of pride. He said, to the drunkard of Ephraim. This is the northern kingdom. If you look at these so-called Latinos, right? Look, they heavy into idol worship. Guadalupe, Jesus, Mary, they heavy into idol worship. And that's why the Northern Kingdom, they isolate themselves from them. And that's why we read Acts, when the Most High show Peter the vision without the four-footed beast and creeping thing, it was talking about Israelites who were acting like heathens. You understand? Isaiah 28:1, he said, woe to the crown of pride, but he said to the drunkard of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of their fat valley, on them that are covered with wine. So they covered with wine mean that different idolatry. You understand? It's idolatry. So the Northern Kingdom was given wholly into idolatry. And this is why it was cast out in the land of Samaria. This is why it was cast in the land of Samaria. When the Most High cast them out. You understand? Right? So let me go to so they was given heavy into idolatry. So let me go to Acts. Because the Most High showed Peter the vision, which Cornelius was a just man, which was an Israelite. And there was the beginning, and the Most High cleaning up the Northern Kingdom and bringing them back to the fold, bringing them back to the house of David, which is the elect. You understand? Most High started bringing them back in. So let me start from verse. Start from verse 10. Acts chapter 10, verse 10. It said, and he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance. So the Most High put into a trance to show you a vision. And this is the head apostle, right? This is the head apostle, Apostle Peter, right? Verse 11, and saw heaven open, and he said, and a curtain vessel descended unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the fourth corner, and led down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts and creeping thing, fowl of the air. So this is what we were seeing in the vision. But this was good. This was talking about men, and we can prove it. Right? It said, and there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. You understand? And what this mean? Right? We can get to it just now. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. Right? Remember, Peter didn't understand the vision that he was getting. Right? That's why you see all these unclean beasts. And then the voice said he kill and eat, and he said, no, he don't eat these things. Because Peter was following the dietary law. Right? Verse 15, and the voice speak unto him again the second time, what the Most High had cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. So we go back to verse 12. Where were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping thing, and fowl of the air. Right? He said, and there came a voice unto him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. Yeah, kill what? The old way, because the Southern Kingdom, then we said deal with the Northern Kingdom. So there was the old way, kill the old way and eat this new way. Because salvation, the Gentiles will receive salvation, which is the Northern Kingdom, which also are Israelites. You understand? And let me prove that the Most High called these men beasts, right? Called unclean men beasts, right? I think it's 2 Peter, right? 2 Peter 2, verse 12. They don't understand the scriptures, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 12, it said, but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speaking evil of things that they understand not. So these is men who living in a beast state. Israelite men who follow the ways of the heathen, because the heathen is beasts. Right? The heathen them is natural beasts. So when you walk in the custom of the heathen, you act like a beast. Let me get that? Right? The heathens are beasts. Right? You get that? 3 and 18. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 18. Right? I said in my heart, in my mind, this is King Solomon. Right? I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men. The sons of men is the heathen nation. Right? That the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. So the heathens is known as beasts because they walk on all four. They don't walk upright because these laws wasn't given to the heathen, was only given to the children of Israel. So these heathens are beasts. So when you follow the ways of the heathen, celebrate Christmas, celebrate Valentine, birthdays, Easters, Carnival, worship all these idols, walk in a different philosophy, you walk like a beast. Because these heathens is beasts. Alright, so we go back to 2 Peter 2. 2 Peter 2 verse 12, it says, but these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speaking evil of things they understand, not like these Israelites. Oh, the UFO is not the chariots. Our salvation not for Israel only. Anybody could be saved. These evil things that they're speaking, you understand? Right? Shall be utterly perish in their own corruption. They're gonna perish in their own bullshit that they believe in. You understand? But let me prove more that these beasts that they was talking to the division that Peter C was talking to the children of Israel. It was referring to the children of Israel and how they were acting. Alright, like beasts. Right? Ezekiel 8 verse 8. 10. I still up here. Yeah. This is Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 8. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I dig in the wall, behold a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abomination that they do there. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idol of the house of Israel, portray upon the wall round about. So they were acting like four-footed beasts, abominable beasts, creeping things. That's how they were acting. You understand? So they was talking about the children of Israel walking in the ways of the heathen. Right? And the Israel is the northern kingdom, and they were giving them to our idols. So that's how they were acting. So when we go back to Acts 10, right? Acts 10 and 12, where were all manner of four-footed beasts was talking about the Israelite acting like beasts, living, following the ways of the heathen of the earth, and wild beasts, creeping things, and fall of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. Yeah, kill the whole way. There's no salvation. And now it's time for salvation. The Most High going to clean up the northern kingdom. The Most High going to take the people out of the northern kingdom and clean them up. And he started Cornelius and Cornelius' house and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. But at the time he didn't understand the vision. Right? He said, and the voice speak unto him again the second time, What the Most High had cleansed, that called not thou common. this was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now, while Peter doubts, see, he didn't understand the vision we see. Now, while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate, because the angel came to Cornelius and tell he sent men to Joppa to Peter, and he gonna show you where the Lord Yahweh Hashem will shine, because Cornelius was an Israelite and his house was an Israelite. You understand? Right? Verse 18. And called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged here. Right? He said, while Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore and get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. Then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius, and said, behold, I am he whom he seek. What is the cause wherefore he are come? And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man. A just man. He's an Israelite. A just man. You understand? He's not a heathen, he's an Israelite. And one that feared the Most High. And one that feared the Most High. He didn't know fear the Most High. If they fear the Most High, they're going to be prosecuting the children of Israel. You understand? He said, and of good report among all nations of the Jews. And of good report among all the nations of the Jews. You understand? He said, was warned from the Most High by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear the word of thee, the words of thee. Right? Verse 23. Then called he them in and lodged them, and on the morrow Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him. And the morrow after they enter into Caesarea, and Cornelius waited for them, and had called together his kinsmen and nearest friend. And Peter was coming in. Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. Verse 26. But Peter took him up and said, stand up. I myself also am a man. Verse 27. And as he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together. Alright? There's the Gentiles who can clean up, who are Israelite, the Israelite foreigners. Alright? Verse 28. And he said unto them, he knew how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. You understand? And this will show that Judah and Ephraim were going at it. Right? And we get this word nation in the Greek is phyle, which means a tribe. And we can go to it. Right? Right? You can go to it. Because the southern and the northern kingdom, that rift. Right? That rift. Alright. Oh, that's good. See, you gotta know the history before you jump to conclusion, leaning on your own understanding. Right? Leaning on your own understanding. Right? Yeah. This is right, yeah, right?
Strong's G 5443. Fully. Fully.
Right? Fully. Right? Tribe. Kindred. A tribe. In the New Testament, all the person descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. You understand? So they are Israelite. But what they had a division between the northern and the southern kingdom. They had hatred to each other. Because the Most High divide them. Right? The Most High divide them. Right? Like I say, you gotta know the history. Right? You gotta know the history. Right? That's why the Most High said, let me get it say quick before I go back there. Let me get it in Isaiah 11 and 11. And this is what was happening when Peter went to Cornelius. This is what was happening. Isaiah 11:11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, shall set his hand again the second time to recover his remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, from Egypt, from Patros, and from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. He said, and he shall set up an ensign for the nation, and shall assemble the outcasts, which outcasts mean the dispersed, right? The outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed who scatter across the globe of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So Judah dwell in all these nations. Israel scattered among all these nations. James 1:1. But this is the point right here. The envy of Ephraim, which is the northern kingdom, shall depart, and the adversary of Judah, which is the southern kingdom, shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So the Most High was bringing them back together now. In the book of Acts, the Most High was bringing them back together. You understand? This is why Peter was sent to Cornelius. You understand? So this is what was happening. Right? So we go back to right? So the word fully mean is going back to the children of Israel. Right? So let me go back to get this back. Yeah, this is Acts. Set up here. Alright. Set up here. Yeah. Acts chapter Acts chapter 10 verse 28. And he said unto them, he know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew, southern kingdom, to keep company or come unto one of another nation to come around the northern kingdom, because they used to call them uncircumcised. So they didn't used to mess with them. They start keep the laws, they stop circumcise the children. You know, they had a tattoo on the skin, they shave off the beard, they eating swine, they're worshiping all these different heathen customs. You understand? This is why the southern kingdom, they used to deal with the northern kingdom. But Yahweh has shown me that I should not call any man common or unclean. So they was talking about man, it was talking about the Israelite that we read about in Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 8 to 10. So the Most High had clean up his people, right? Therefore came I unto you without gainsaying. As soon as I was sent forth, I asked therefore for what intent he have sent for me. And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour, and at the ninth hour I prayed in my house. And behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing, this was the angel, and said, Cornelius, thy prayers is here, and thy alms are had in remembrance in the sight of the Most High Yahweh. Send therefore to Joppa and call Simon, whose surname is Peter. he will lodge. He said, he is lodged in the house of one Simon, the tanner by the seaside, who when he come, shall speak unto thee. Alright? Immediately therefore I sent to thee, and thou hast well done that thou art come. Now therefore are we all here present before Yahweh to hear all things that are commanded thee of Yahweh. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that Yahweh is no respect of person. You understand? But in every nation, he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted of him. And in every nation, meaning the Israelites were scattered in all these nations. You understand? And also the children of Israel, there are 12 nations, right? Let me get it too, because, you know, these are things that Israel need to know, right? Israel need to know these things, right? Israel need to know these things, right? Genesis 25 and 10, and the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And the Most High said unto him, I am the power almighty, be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. So the children of Israel is 12 nations, right? And also we were scattered among these heathen, right? We get James 1:1, right? Salakia. James 1:1, right? This is James 1:1. It said, James is servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. So this 12 tribes is 12 nations, right? And they were scattered among all these other heathen nations. You understand? Right? They were scattered among these heathen nations. Right? Let me get one more. Let me get this one in the Apocrypha. Right? So like I said, you know, these Christians, they're retarded, you know, but you have to continue your swine. You know, the Most High have a judgment for that too. Most High say you're going to be consumed. So you have to continue your swine, you know. And I want you Christians to go drink poison and see if you can live. Right? There's the book of Tobit, chapter 13, verse 3. It said, confess him before the Gentile, right? He children of Israel, for he had scattered us among them. Right? So when Peter say in verse 35, Acts chapter 10, verse 35, and you know like to bring on this precept, them Jehovah wickedness. I don't call them wickedness, I call them wickedness. They love to bring on this precept, having no understanding. Right? Acts chapter 10, verse 25, he said, but in every nation, which the nation of Israel is 12 nations, and also they were scattered in all these other nations, among all these heathens. He that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted of him. He said, the word which Yahweh sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Yahweh Shai, he is Lord of all. The word was sent to the children of Israel. You see, to make it clear in verse 26, the word which Yahweh sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Yahweh Shai Mashiach, he is Lord of all. Right? It's to the children of Israel. He said, the word I say, he know, which was published throughout all Judea and begin from Galilee after the baptism of John preached, how Yahweh anointed Yahushua of Nazareth with the Holy Spirit and with power, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for Yahweh was with him. Right? He said, and we are witness of all things which he did, both in the land of the Jew and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hung on a tree. Him Yahweh rise up the third day and show him openly, not to all people, but unto witness chosen before Yahweh, even to us who did eat and drink with him after he rose from the dead. Right? It said, and he commanded us to preach unto the people and testify that it is he which was ordained of Yahweh to be the judge of the quick and the dead. To him give all prophet witness that through his name whosoever believe in him shall receive remission of sin. And whosoever is Israelite, they acts. The whosoever is Israelites that we get it. Understand? Right? This is Acts 2:21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. So it was who? Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Right? So back in Acts chapter 10, verse 43. To him give all the prophets witness that through his name whosoever believe in him shall receive remission of sin. Right? He said, while he yet speak these words, the Holy Spirit fell on them which hear these words. Was the Holy Spirit of understanding? Right? The understanding. That means they are Israelite. They understand it. The Holy Spirit fell upon them. He said, while Peter yet speak these words, the Holy Spirit fell on them. Fell on all them which hear the word. And they of the circumcision, meaning the southern kingdom, who are keeping the laws, right? They are the circumcision, and the Gentiles was known as the uncircumcision, who are the Israelites. Right? They say, and they of the circumcision which believe were astonished, as many as come with Peter, because on the Gentile, which is the Israelite foreigners, also was poured out the gift of the Holy Spirit. Right? They understand. Right? So this wasn't talking about eating no meat with the dream that Peter get with the four-footed beast and the creeping thing. It was talking about the Israelites who are living as beasts, who are following the heathen custom. This is what it was talking about. You understand? So with that, we says was edifying. I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who were at Great Stone, and a blessed salutation to the Akim, to the folk and the earth, pushing the gospel and sincerity and truth. Shalom to the elect.